world history to readers. This book is your gateway to studying world history. It must be noted that the distinction between Japanese history and world history is for the convenience of your school curriculum, since the Japanese history that you have been studying is also a part of world history. The two subjects, however, do provide distinct views of the world. On one hand, Japanese history looks primarily at events in East Asia as well as in countries in Europe and the United States of America. These countries have had direct relations with Japan or have influenced Japan in various ways. This means that Japanese history studies the world as viewed from Japan's perspective. On the other hand, world history takes a broad look at the main course of history in various parts of the world. Certain regions or periods may not seem to have much relevance to Japan. However, understanding their history is essential in order to see how and why they differ from or are similar to the course taken by Japan. Studying world history enables us to see that certain matters and thoughts that Japanese people have taken for granted could be quite different in another region or period in the world. It may also give us a deeper understanding of the characteristics of Japanese history. Parts 1 and 2 of this textbook cover the time from ancient history up to the Middle Ages, when inter-regional interaction was still limited around the world. During this time, regional wars with their own cultural frameworks were formed in their respective natural environments and geographical conditions. Such cultural frameworks were based on common languages or religion and included socio-economic systems and lifestyles. When regional wars came in contact with new ideas, technologies, arts, or political and economic systems from outside, these cultural frameworks functioned as a filter, selecting what to take in, and also as a media to facilitate the process of assimilation. Cultural frameworks often evolve gradually over a long period of time, but at a much slower speed than political changes or technological developments. Such a tendency enables societies to take shape and develop their own unique characteristics. Part 3 and 4 cover history from the early modern period onward. Here we take a look at the process of world unification and the subsequent subsequent globalization, where various regional worlds face the necessity of changing their internal structures. This happened as inter-regional interactions increased with the flow of people, goods, and information, and these different worlds around the globe became connected by diverse and complex networks. Unification of the world, however, did not signify equal relationships among different regions, especially since the 19th century, with the support of the overwhelming power, power of modern industries and scientific technologies. Developed countries in the West that led the world unification process began creating new relationships between regions around the world. They created ruler subordinate relations, which intensified regional gaps. Consequently, existing lifestyles in regional societies were rocked at their foundations. In some cases, the frameworks themselves were destroyed. The world we live in today came into being after going through all these processes. As such, in world history, we will study specific developments in various regions and time periods, while keeping some major questions in mind. How have cultural frameworks developed and evolved in different regions around the world? And how did we come to have the inter-regional relations that we see today? Studying world history enables us to understand how our modern era differs from previous ones. At the beginning of the book, you will find articles titled Introduction to World History, where we offer some examples to understand how significant and interesting it is to study the history of our world. As you review the history of the world and imagine the happiness, joy, sorrow, and anger of the people who experienced them firsthand, it is our hope that you will identify challenges in the world you live in, gain clues to solve them, and make a confident step toward the future.